It's that time of the year again. Chilly mornings, falling leaves, feeling more sick more often. You've probably noticed it. The coughs, the sniffles, the fatigue.
From hospital rooms filling up and resembling urgent care centers to the significant increase in over-the-counter medicine sales. This seasonal shift happens every year as temperatures drop, change, cold, flu, and other respiratory illnesses surge, leading to a greater demand for healthcare services and remedies for symptom relief. Each fall or winter, people instinctively stock up on medicine to manage seasonal symptoms.
But why is that? Without a fail, every single year, fall seems to bring a rise in sickness. It's more than the weather change. And today, I want to deep dive into that. Why is it around this time of year we get sick? So we can stop it once and for all. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to survive this season without catching everything that's floating around. We're talking about depression, weight gain, chronic pain, and even immune health, and the science-backed solutions for each of them. Oh, and trust me, you're gonna wanna hear the findings and how the weather affects your sleep. Dehydration in the fall.
Many people don't realize that dehydration is just as a threat in the colder months as it is in the summer, and may forget to drink enough water, especially with less visible sweating.
In the fall, as the temperature drop, your body feels less thirsty. Yes, the cooler air is dry, it dries up your skin, dries up your mouth. And with all the warm air that's inside, you're slowly losing moisture without even realizing it. According to a 2019 study, fluid intake tends to drop in colder months. And this directly impacts your kidney function, making you more susceptible to illness. And even mild dehydration can weaken your immune system, leaving you more vulnerable to the cold and flu. So what can you do? Well, you can carry a water bottle everywhere you go. And when you go to a restaurant, make sure the first thing you do is order a glass of water. So therefore, you're always hydrated without even thinking about it. As well, you can start eating hydration foods like watermelons, cucumbers, and oranges can help. And you might even want to swap that morning coffee for some herbal tea. And you're still hydrating, just a little bit cozier for the season. If you've been feeling extra sluggish and down lately, it may not be due to the weather. It could actually be seasonal affective disorder, SAD, and it's more common than you actually think.
SAD is a type of depression that occurs during certain seasons, usually fall and winter, and improves into spring and summer. And it's usually around the fall time where we feel, sad, anxious, empty. It's like the things that we had interest for out of nowhere just suddenly drops. Our fatigue levels increases while our energy levels tank. And it's a time where we also have difficulty concentrating, where we tell our coworker we're gonna meet him Friday night, and when it comes Friday night, we're asleep.
As the days get shorter, our body gets less sunlight, it tends to mess with our serotonin levels, which is the brain chemical that regulates mood. The National Institute of Mental Health estimates that 5% of the US population experiences SAD, with symptoms worsening from fall into winter. This drop in sunlight leads to decrease in serotonin, which can trigger fatigue, irritability, and sadness. And the key to combating SAD is light therapy. Try to go outside for at least 30 minutes. Even if it's cloudy, your body will benefit from the daylight exposure, and you'll get some fresh air. And if you're stuck inside, a light therapy box could be a game changer. These things stimulate sunlight, and studies show they can reduce symptoms of SAD by 60%, which is pretty huge. Exercise can also help by boosting serotonin naturally. Even a quick walk or a jog outside can make a world of a difference. Okay, you've hydrated and you're getting more light. But what about the cold and flu? Why is it that everybody falls to sickness when fall comes around? When it gets cold, everybody tends to pile indoors. And that's the perfect environment for germs to spread. From the doors that you're pulling, the buttons you're pressing, the hands that you're shaking, all the way to the bathrooms that we're using. And please wash your hands.
As well, you have to understand that a mixture of cool and dry air, both outside and inside, is going to affect your nasal passages, which are part of your body's first line of defense against respiratory infections and germs. So when these membranes dry out, it's so much easier for germs to enter the respiratory system and cause infections like the cold, flu, and other respiratory illnesses.
Cold weather itself weakens your immune system. Studies have found that lower temperatures can impair your body's ability to fight off infections. A 2015 study from the Journal of Immunology shows that the cold air hampers the immune system's ability to fight off pathogens, making it easier for viruses to spread. Get the flu vaccine. It's the simplest way to protect yourself. But even if you're not a fan of shots, washing your hands regularly, stay away from crowded places, or make sure to have cleaner environments, and even boosting your immune system with vitamin C, D, zinc, or a multivitamin can help. And if you do catch a cold, stay hydrated and rest. Sleep is the best way for you to recover, so don't forget to get a lot of it. We talked about mood, hydration, and immunity, but here's something that most overlook in the fall, weight gain. Have you ever noticed how fall brings a whole new set of comfort foods and that inevitable holiday weight gain? But it turns out it's not entirely your fault. As the temperature drops, your body craves more calorie-dense comfort foods. Combine that with shorter days, less sunlight,
And as well, during the fall and winter months, many individuals experience a disruption in their routines, which can vary when it comes to each individual and their own lifestyles. And then we have the holiday seasons, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's. And for some, they have a hard time around this time of year, not just mentally, but physically and financially.
and you've got the perfect storm for weight gain. Research published in Obesity shows that most people gain 1 to 2 pounds during the fall and winter, which might not seem like a lot, but it adds up over time.
And for some people, sometimes it's 5, 10, 20 pounds to gain. It also depends on your fall to winter habits. It could be binge eating, it could be overeating, and sometimes it could be your routine, how it's changed from fall to winter, and now you have a lack of exercise as well too. And all these things come into play.
Plus, lack of sunlight leads to lower serotonin levels, making you crave sugary and carb-heavy foods. The key is to stay on top of your meals and do not let those cravings get the best of you. Plan ahead and stack up on seasonal foods like kale, squash, sweet potatoes, and even incorporate some meal prepping here and there to make your routine a lot more sustainable. And yes, even exercise even in the fall. Bundle up, get outdoors for a walk or a jog, or come into the gym for only 30 minutes. Not only will it help keep your weight in check, but it'll also combat the fall fatigue we all feel. Now, while we're talking about your body's reaction to the cold, let's talk about something that everybody struggles with around this time of year: sleep.
Here's a big one.
The fall time changes and shorter days messes with your sleep. And the worst part, most people don't even realize how much it's affecting them.
As the days get shorter and shorter, your circadian rhythm gets out of sync, making it harder to fall asleep.
Plus, the cold air and increased indoor heating can dry out the air and disrupt your respiratory system, making sleep less restful. A study from Sleep Health found that during the fall seasons, it disrupts sleep in 45% of people, leading to more frequent awakenings, less deep sleep, and overall poor sleep quality.
So what you could do is set a sleep schedule, even on the weekends, to help you fall asleep faster, as well reduce blue light exposure at least an hour before bed. And if you didn't know, blue light exposure can actually interfere with the quality of your sleep by suppressing your melatonin production, the hormone that promotes sleepiness. Blue light emits from screens like phones, computers, TVs, and closely mimics daylight, which signals your brain that it's still daytime. So this can confuse the body's circadian rhythm, delaying sleep and reducing quality of sleep. But the good thing for you, there's certain clocks out there that can actually mimic the natural rising of the sun by gradually increase the brightness before you're designed to wake up. And the purpose of it is to stimulate the experience of waking up to natural light. This is scientifically shown to help reset your internal clock, leading to more energy during the day.
So, there you have it. Fall brings a ton of challenges, but with a little knowledge and a few adjustments, you can stay ahead of the sickness and avoid all the seasonal traps. Drink more water, get some sunlight exposure, manage your weight, and take your sleep seriously. If you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe for more health tips. And share this with a friend who could use a fall boost. Thanks for watching, and if you ever want some help when it comes to your journey, I got some free guides down below for you. With that being said, stay hydrated, get some sleep, stay well, and remember, fall doesn't need to be the season you'll get sick. You can get ahead of it, and I hope this video gave you the value to do so. Peace.